Ellen DeGeneres was born on January 26, 1958, in Metairie, a suburb of New Orleans, Louisiana. She grew up in a loving family. Her mother, Betty, was a speech therapist, while her father, Elliot, worked as an insurance agent. Ellen also had an older brother named Vance. They shared a close bond, creating a caring home filled with fun and laughter. However, Ellen's childhood was not always easy. Like many children, she faced challenges that would shape her future. As she entered her teenage years, Ellen experienced emotions that were hard to understand. She felt different from her peers, as she struggled to express her true self. This led to moments of sadness and confusion. During her school years, Ellen found relief in humor. She loved to make people laugh and bring joy to their lives. This love for comedy was important for her. It helped her cope with tough feelings and made her feel good about herself. In junior high, she enjoyed performing in school plays, where she could explore different characters. She realized that acting and comedy were not just hobbies, they were sources of strength. This realization would later influence her career and lead her to the world of entertainment. The environment in which Ellen grew up was a mix of Southern traditions and the vibrant culture of New Orleans. The city was rich in music and art, exposing her to different forms of creativity. These experiences helped Ellen develop a unique perspective. She learned that it was okay to be different and that her individuality was a gift. As she navigated her teenage years, she faced hurtful moments of bullying and criticism. Some of her peers did not understand or accept her humor. They would sometimes tease her, making her question her worth. But with every challenge, Ellen grew stronger. Ellen learned valuable lessons about resilience during these times. She discovered that her laughter could help her rise above negativity. The more she embraced her authentic self, the more confidence she gained. At times when she felt lonely, she turned to her family for support. Ellen's mother always encouraged her to be true to herself, and her strength became a guiding light. This support was crucial as she faced her fears about becoming who she truly wanted to be. Through these experiences, Ellen developed emotional intelligence. She began to understand her feelings more deeply. She realized that it was essential to recognize emotions like sadness and fear, but also to embrace joy and hope. These early struggles taught her that it was okay to feel vulnerable. It helped her connect with others who might feel the same, reminding her that everyone has their battles. As Ellen looked to the future, her goal was clear: to bring laughter and joy to the world. She wanted to share her unique voice and make people laugh. Even in dark times, she believed in the power of positivity. Ellen's journey was just beginning, filled with dreams and aspirations. With every challenge she faced, she learned to rise above and embody the hope she wished to spread. This determined spirit encouraged her to create a life full of joy, reminding her that the power to transform one's life lies within. Ellen's journey took a significant turn one day when she realized the power of her emotions. It was during her early years of performing stand-up comedy. She was performing at a small club in Los Angeles, hoping to be discovered. The audience was tough, and they did not seem to laugh at her jokes. Ellen felt her heart pounding as she stood on stage. The laughter that usually filled her heart was replaced with silence. In that moment, she felt a mix of frustration and disappointment. But then something changed inside her. Instead of giving up, Ellen took a deep breath. She remembered why she loved comedy. It was not just about making people laugh. It was a way to connect with them. With this thought, she began to open up her heart and share stories from her life. Rather than hiding behind jokes, she shared her true self. The audience slowly began to listen. This experience helped her understand her emotions better. She discovered that it is okay to show vulnerability. Connecting with the audience through honesty felt right. Ellen learned to regulate her feelings and adjust her comedy. This powerful moment helped her grow emotionally. After that night, she embraced both her strengths and weaknesses. Ellen realized her struggles equipped her with the emotional intelligence needed to connect deeply with others. This lesson was important for her ongoing journey. It helped her grow more confident on stage and beyond. As Ellen's career began to rise, she faced new challenges. Despite her growing popularity, she encountered criticism and pressures that were tough to handle. One significant event occurred when she starred in her sitcom, Ellen. The show was popular, but in a particular episode, she decided to come out as gay. This decision was met with both praise and backlash. Many fans supported her, while others were angry. Ellen was overwhelmed by the conflicting emotions. She worried about losing her career and friendships. In the following weeks, Ellen faced a storm of criticism. People spoke negatively about her choice, and some advertisers pulled out. It was a difficult time. Ellen went through feelings of fear and sadness, but she also knew she had to respond wisely. Instead of hiding, she drew upon her emotional intelligence. She chose to deal with the negativity openly. Ellen began to talk about her experience and feelings in interviews. She explained why coming out was important to her. This honesty allowed her to find strength in herself. Ellen also learned to manage her relationships. She reached out to supportive friends and family. They reminded her of her true worth. She began to see the power of compassion, not just for herself but for others experiencing similar feelings of judgment and fear. Ellen became a voice for those who felt alone. She transformed her setbacks into lessons that could help others on their paths to self-acceptance. These tough times taught Ellen about resilience and the incredible strength found in vulnerability. She realized that it was okay to feel scared and uncertain. The important thing was using those feelings to grow. This journey helped her cultivate a strong belief in herself. With every challenge, she learned to balance her emotions and stay true to her values, encouraging others to do the same. The story of her emotional growth shines as a beacon of hope, reminding us that we can all find strength and understanding within ourselves, even in the face of adversity. As Ellen continued to navigate her changing world, she understood that emotional intelligence was crucial for her success. This understanding pushed her to work harder every day, focusing on self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Facing criticism taught her a lot about managing her feelings. Instead of reacting with anger or sadness, she learned to take a deep breath and think before speaking. This practice helped her calm herself in tough moments. By pausing, Ellen gave herself time to explore her emotions honestly. Mindfulness became an important practice for Ellen. She started to set aside a few minutes each day to reflect. She would sit quietly, focusing on her breathing. This simple act allowed her to become more aware of her thoughts and feelings. Ellen found that when she took this time to observe her emotions, she could understand them better. Instead of letting fear control her, she started to lead with courage. This new practice gave her strength amid the noise that surrounded her. Ellen also began to develop empathy. She wanted to understand the experiences of others. To do this, she took the time to listen to her friends and fans. Ellen realized that everyone faces their battles. By connecting with those around her, she improved her social skills. When fans shared their stories with her, she felt their pain and hope. This connection became deeply moving for her. She understood that sharing her own feelings also made others feel seen and heard. This empathy brought warmth and light to Ellen's journey. Throughout this time, Ellen faced various challenges in her career. Sometimes, she dealt with heavy criticism in the media that could discourage anyone. Yet, she chose to use her emotional intelligence to guide her. Whenever she read negative comments, Ellen would not take them personally. Instead, she asked herself, "What can I learn from this?" This mindset helped her grow stronger instead of falling into despair. Her dedication to emotional growth extended beyond her feelings. Ellen began using her platform to spread kindness and compassion. She hosted events to support LGBTQ+ rights and mental health awareness. Each initiative came from her understanding of others' struggles. Ellen wanted to create safe spaces for people to share their stories, just as she had done. Her commitment to truth not only changed her life, but inspired many others. Ellen's path was often filled with obstacles, but she learned to see challenges as opportunities. The more she faced her fears, the more she grew. As her emotional intelligence strengthened, so did her ability to connect with others deeply. She knew that it was through these connections that real change could happen. Ellen's heart opened wider, and her voice grew stronger. All the hard work and love she put into developing herself started to pay off. People began to notice her efforts. They appreciated her honesty and the way she uplifted the voices of others. Ellen saw that she could make a real difference in people's lives. The road ahead was still challenging, but as she embraced her journey, she felt hopeful. Each moment of reflection, every act of kindness, and every lesson learned added to the rich tapestry of her life. She saw how powerful her experiences could be when shared with the world, reminding everyone that they too have the strength to transform themselves. As Ellen's career continued to grow, she faced a moment that would test her emotional strength like never before. It was the summer of 1997, and the excitement of her television show, Ellen, had reached a new high. Fans loved her humor and honesty. However, with growing popularity came increasing pressure from the media and public. Ellen decided to come out, sharing her truth with the world. It was a bold decision, and one that would change everything. The night of her coming out episode, Ellen felt a mix of fear and hope. She had prepared for this moment for a long time, but she had no idea what would happen next. As she stepped onto the stage, she felt the weight of the world on her shoulders. She knew that revealing her true self could bring both love and hate. Yet, at that moment, she was determined to be genuine. She took a deep breath and carried her emotional determination into her performance. When the episode aired, Ellen's character admitted she was gay. The moment was groundbreaking. It was powerful and real. Ellen felt proud, but also anxious. Soon after the episode, the reactions flooded in. Many fans cheered, offering love and support, while critics savaged her choice. Some networks pulled their advertising, and negative comments spread like wildfire in the media. Ellen felt pain, but she chose not to let it break her spirit. This moment became a strong test of her emotional intelligence. Ellen recalled the hard lessons she learned over the years. Instead of hiding from the backlash, she chose to open her heart. She decided to use her experience to connect with others. In the following weeks, she faced interviews that challenged her. Despite feeling sad or angry about the negativity, Ellen focused on honesty and compassion. When asked difficult questions, she only shared her truth. She spoke about love and acceptance, urging people to be kind. With every word, she inspired hope in those who faced the same fears. In the midst of this storm, Ellen also took a moment to engage with her audience and fans on social media. She encouraged them to share their stories. This push felt liberating. Ellen wanted people to feel proud of who they are, no matter what. Her heart connected with many, reminding her of the power of community and support. Those connections became an encouraging force that propelled her forward. The conflict reached its peak when she received a letter from a young fan. The message was heartfelt and full of courage. The fan shared how Ellen's bravery helped them come out to their family. This simple letter filled Ellen with determination. It reminded her that her choices could inspire others. She felt a need to continue being a voice for hope and change. As Ellen faced this pivotal moment, she realized that her emotional strength was more powerful than any criticism. She drew on empathy and resilience. Every challenge she faced only added to her commitment to authenticity. This moment tested her deeply yet transformed her even more. Through this difficult time, Ellen learned that by being true to herself, she could give strength to others. She knew in her heart that her journey was about more than just her story. It was about creating a space where others felt safe to share their truths as well. Ellen's journey was far from over, but each step forward filled her with renewed strength and purpose. As the days turned into weeks after Ellen's historic coming out episode, she found herself facing not just external criticism, but also her own emotional turmoil. However, it was during this tough time that Ellen's emotional intelligence truly shined. She realized that rather than succumbing to negativity, she could rise above it by embracing resilience. With a considerate heart, she focused on the importance of her message. Ellen decided to take concrete action to show her support for the LGBTQ+ community. She chose to organize a charity event, a bold move in the midst of the backlash. This event became a platform for people to come together, share their stories, and express love and acceptance. By putting her energy into this project, Ellen reminded herself of her purpose: to inspire kindness and courage in others. This decision illustrated her self-control, as she steered clear of negativity and chose positivity instead. During the event, Ellen stood in front of a crowd filled with nervous yet hopeful faces. Her words were full of strength and love. She spoke about the importance of living life authentically and embracing who you are. With every word she shared, Ellen's voice grew stronger. She talked about the fear she felt, but how she chose to stand firm in her truth. This raw honesty connected her to the audience deeply and brightly lit the spirit of resilience. People in the audience felt empowered listening to her. They knew that if Ellen could overcome such challenges, so could they. Ellen's empathy became a guiding light during this critical time. She made sure to listen to the stories of others, which inspired her further. She heard tales of bravery from young people who were struggling with their identities. Their stories of hardship resonated with her, motivating her to keep fighting against the hate. Ellen knew these voices deserved to be heard, and she felt honored to share the spotlight with them. This connection was crucial, for it strengthened her resolve. Her emotional intelligence didn't just help her navigate these waters, it influenced others around her. Her resilience inspired fans, who had once felt alone in their struggles. Ellen realized the more she embraced her role as a representative of hope, the more her influence grew. People began reaching out, sharing how her example encouraged them to be themselves boldly. Ellen also received messages from parents who were learning to support their children. They thanked her for being a beacon of light in dark times. This acknowledgement filled Ellen's heart with joy. Through her active choices and compassionate approach, Ellen began to change the narrative around her. Rather than being just a target of criticism, she became a voice for many. Her emotional intelligence allowed her to turn obstacles into opportunities. Ellen's journey taught her valuable lessons of resilience, empathy, and self-acceptance, and by sharing these lessons, she was changing lives. As she moved openly into public spaces, Ellen's confidence grew. The backlash slowly began to fade as people started to see her for who she truly was, an advocate for love and authenticity. The relationship she built with her fans and community became strong and meaningful. Ellen discovered that the path forward did not just change her life, it changed the lives of many others. The challenges she faced became stepping stones, guiding her new voice and mission. In moments of uncertainty, she stood tall, knowing that resilience and empathy were powerful tools. Every step Ellen took forward reminded her of the impact of embracing one's true self. She inspired many to believe in their own strength as they traveled on their personal journeys of self-discovery. As Ellen continued to inspire others with her authenticity, she often reflected on her dreams. Like many people, her heart longed for meaning and purpose. Even during hard times, the desire to achieve something meaningful burned bright within her. Ellen recognized that her journey was not just about fame or success. It was about inspiring change and helping others feel brave. However, pursuing this dream was not without its challenges. In those early days after coming out, Ellen faced much doubt. Some people questioned her choice to speak openly about her identity. The pressure from networks and sponsors felt heavy. At times, Ellen worried if she would lose everything. The fear was real, and her future felt uncertain. In this despair, she struggled with feelings of worthiness and purpose. Was her mission powerful enough to affect change? Could she truly inspire others to embrace their true selves? Yet, as she stared down these fears, Ellen felt something shift within her. It was as if a light flickered in a dark room. She turned towards her feelings instead of running away. Ellen chose to see her setbacks as pathways to deeper understanding. Instead of feeling smaller, she felt bigger inside. This realization stirred a strong determination that nothing could match. The more she pondered her challenges, the more she knew that every obstacle was a part of her story. With newfound clarity, Ellen decided to take action. She believed that her voice could help lift others up. She began to write and share messages about hope, acceptance, and love. These words spilled out of her like a gentle rain shower. Ellen understood that being vulnerable only brought her closer to others. By embracing her own emotions, she inspired everyone around her to do the same. Her courage shone brightly, demonstrating that setbacks can ignite determination. This was Ellen's critical moment of change. She had transformed from facing despair to embracing the fire within. It felt as if she could achieve her dream of creating a better world, one step at a time. Ellen knew this dream was not just about her. It represented the hopes of many who longed to be seen and accepted for who they are. The connection she fostered with her audience strengthened her purpose. As she moved forward, Ellen stepped onto bigger stages across the country. She spoke on powerful platforms, advocating for love and acceptance. Each time she did, something remarkable happened. Hundreds of people, inspired by her journey, began to share their own stories. They spoke of their struggles, their hopes, and their dreams. The belief in each other grew, creating a wave of change. Those who had once felt alone now felt united, and together they could see their paths more clearly. This pivotal moment showed her that despite facing challenges, she could make a real difference. Ellen became more than just a performer. She emerged as a beacon of hope. The struggle she faced turned her into a symbol of strength and perseverance. The dark clouds of doubt slowly began to lift, replaced with bright lights of possibility. She had rediscovered her dream and was ready to chase it fiercely. Ellen's journey teaches us all that we can face our fears, rise above our challenges, and connect with others. The belief in ourselves may often be tested, but when we embrace what makes us unique, we open the door to greatness. Her story is a warm reminder that even when life gets tough, determination shines brightly. Each setback can be a stepping stone, guiding us toward our dreams and helping us encourage others along the way. After Ellen's peak moment of triumph, she took time to reflect deeply. The experience of sharing her truth with the world had changed her life. She now understood the power of being authentic. The courage it took to face her fears reminded her that emotional growth often comes with challenges. As she thought about her journey, Ellen recognized the emotional growth that unfolded. She learned that the road to self-acceptance is not always easy, but it is filled with valuable lessons. In the weeks that followed, Ellen focused on improving her emotional well-being. She knew that self-care was essential after such a significant moment. Ellen made it a practice to spend time alone, reflecting on her feelings. She would write in a journal, expressing both her fears and hopes. This heartfelt writing became a way for her to release any lingering doubts. Each word she poured onto the pages helped her heal from the past challenges she faced. Through reflection, she created a space for self-acceptance and love. Moreover, Ellen realized that it was important for her not to stop with self-improvement. She wanted to impact the lives of others. She understood the struggles many people experience while trying to be themselves. Ellen decided to use her platform to share her journey in an even greater way. She hosted workshops and events focused on emotional health and self-acceptance. Through these gatherings, she sought to inspire others, helping them to share their experiences. Ellen encouraged open discussions about feelings and fears, creating a loving environment for growth. Every time she listened to someone share their story, her heart swelled with pride. She saw pieces of her own journey reflected in theirs. Ellen provided guidance, inspiring them to embrace their uniqueness, just as she had learned to do. She felt that each personal story mattered, and her encouragement could help change lives. By standing alongside others, Ellen reinforced the importance of community. In those moments, she understood that together, they could cultivate emotional strength. As Ellen continued to support others, she noticed a shift within herself. The more she lifted others, the more her own confidence grew. The lessons she had learned in her own journey reinforced her purpose. Ellen found joy in helping others navigate their emotions, becoming a source of inspiration for many. With each shared experience, the connection deepened. She embraced the power of community and empathy on a whole new level. Through this process of reflection and growth, Ellen recognized that change is a continuous journey. She realized that facing one's feelings leads to transformation. Although challenges may arise, they only serve to strengthen us. Ellen's heart became filled with hope as she considered the lives she touched. She could feel the warmth of love radiating from every person who stood with her. The unity she built with her community encouraged everyone to work together for acceptance and kindness. Now, with renewed purpose, Ellen stood stronger than ever before. The lessons learned during her peak moment became her guiding lights. She extended her arms toward others, inspiring them to reflect on their journeys. Ellen knew their stories were just as valid. The process of emotional growth is never-ending. But one thing was clear to her: there is always strength in vulnerability. Each step she took on her path led to greatness, illuminating the way for others to follow. Together, they would forge ahead, spread hope, and create a world of acceptance and love. As Ellen embraced her journey of self-acceptance, she felt a deep sense of personal empowerment. The lessons learned during her difficult times became guiding lights, illuminating her path ahead. With clarity, she recognized that emotional intelligence was not only important for her own well-being but also for uplifting those around her. Ellen grew determined to use her experiences to empower herself further and inspire others to do the same. Every day, she practiced self-awareness. By taking a moment to reflect on her feelings, she could understand what was going on inside her heart. As she learned more about herself, she found the strength to face new challenges. Ellen began to celebrate her emotions, both the joyful and the difficult ones. This growth-oriented mindset changed everything. It allowed her to approach life with newfound confidence, meet problems head-on, and encourage others to do the same. In her workshops, she shared these techniques with her audience. Ellen taught that everyone has the power to transform their mindset. She encouraged her attendees to recognize their feelings rather than push them away. This shift was crucial. When people understood their emotions, they could begin to control them instead of being controlled by them. The workshop participants began to feel lighter and more empowered. Each person knew they had the strength to change their narrative. Ellen also emphasized the importance of resilience. She often spoke about how setbacks are part of life, but they do not define us. These words resonated deeply with her fans. Ellen shared personal stories about how she navigated through challenges, focusing on the lessons learned. She encouraged everyone to view difficulties as opportunities for growth. With this mindset, the participants started to realize that facing trials could lead to incredible strengths. She painted a picture of hope, showing everyone how powerful they could be with the right outlook. As her message spread, Ellen noticed a beautiful change within the community. People started supporting one another. They created safe spaces to share their feelings and stories, just as Ellen had done. Attendees encouraged their friends and families to embrace their true selves. Every time someone spoke up, Ellen felt a wave of joy. She saw the impact of her work when listeners turned into supporters, helping each other find strength and understanding. Ellen also inspired others to become advocates in their own lives. She urged them to embrace their uniqueness and to use kindness as their superpower. With each inspiring story shared, a ripple effect began. One person's courage encouraged another, creating a chain of empowerment that spread like wildfire. Ellen knew that together, they could face any challenge. During this process, a sense of urgency filled the air. people understood that change was essential. Ellen emphasized that the world needed their voices more than ever. Now was the time to rise, affirming that everyone's journey matters. She reminded them that embracing vulnerability and emotional intelligence allows for stronger bonds and deeper connections with others. Ellen inspired them to become champions of emotional wellness, creating communities where acceptance thrived. As the journey continued, Ellen felt a surge of hope and gratitude. She was proud to witness the transformation in others. By empowering herself and those around her, she was creating a legacy of strength and love. The world she envisioned was starting to take shape, filled with understanding and support. Each person she helped encouraged her to keep going, reminding her that her journey was far from over. With every heart touched, the light of hope shined brighter, illuminating a path toward a future filled with empowerment and joy. Throughout her life, Ellen DeGeneres had always dreamed of achieving something meaningful. She longed to make people laugh while also inspiring them. Despite her talent and ambition, she faced many setbacks. The road to success was not smooth. Ellen encountered doubt, rejection, and fear, but she remained determined to realize her dreams. Each challenge only made her more resolute to push through, proving her incredible strength. One of the biggest challenges she faced came after her coming out episode. Many businesses withdrew their support, and some fans turned away. Ellen felt the weight of these setbacks heavy on her shoulders. It was a painful moment, but she learned important lessons that solidified her growth. Instead of giving up, Ellen turned inward. She reflected on her journey and remembered her core values of kindness and authenticity. These values were what she wanted to share with the world. Ellen's story also emphasizes the impact of kindness. Through her initiative, One Kind Act, she encouraged millions to spread love through simple gestures. This movement highlights that small acts can lead to significant change. Ellen illustrated that kindness can ripple through communities, inspiring others to join in. Her approach suggests that every person has the power to impact the world around them. Moreover, her advocacy for mental health has opened doors for conversations that were once difficult to have. By sharing her journey, she has made it okay to talk about feelings and seek help. Ellen's compassionate approach teaches us that mental well-being is just as important as physical health. Her work in this area inspires people to prioritize their emotional health and the health of those around them. Today, Ellen's influence is felt not just in entertainment, but in the global movement for acceptance and compassion. Her legacy continues to motivate people to stand up for who they are and to reach out to others in kindness. Ellen encourages her followers to lead with love and to keep pushing for change. This enduring message plants seeds of hope, leading people to believe in endless possibilities. As readers take lessons from Ellen's life, they are reminded to embrace their individual journeys. Each person has a story to tell, and the courage to share those stories can create bonds with others. The power of vulnerability and authenticity is immense, tearing down barriers and opening hearts. In the end, Ellen DeGeneres has left an unforgettable mark on the world. The lessons learned from her journey are tools for personal empowerment and social change. By standing confidently in her truth, she paved the way for others to live authentically. Readers are encouraged to reflect on their own lives, take bold steps toward their goals, and spread kindness whenever they can. Ellen's story serves as a reminder that by believing in ourselves and uplifting others, we can all contribute to a kinder, more accepting world. The impact of her journey will echo for generations to come, inspiring countless individuals to chase their dreams and live with love in their hearts.